Hmm. Am I live? I can't tell if I'm live yet or not. Let me see. Okay. Just want to make sure I'm going live on here. I haven't been here on YouTube in a while. And I just wanted to come in here and just riff on what's happening in the sky. I need to make sure I'm live first, so I need to take a look. All right, it appears I am live. Okay, so I am a Babylonian astrologer. I am a guide for leaders and visionaries and executives who have very bold desires um, that they want to realize in their life, manifest immediately, quickly, now, and are tired of getting caught in the lower loops of life and tired of being held back, are ready to really catapult into their visions and aspirations. I'm Tammy Antoinette McKeska, and yes, I'm a Babylonian astrologer. I practice astrology as it was practiced in ancient times when astrologers worked for royalty. So, without further, let's see. Okay, so I am speaking into the full moon right now that's upon us, the August full moon that will be in. We will feel the energies of this. We have felt the energies building up towards this full moon over the past 2 weeks, and over the next 2 weeks, we will feel. We'll continue to feel the waning energies of this moon. So yeah, this is the peak, the culmination of the entire 30-day lunar cycle that we are in, and it's activating this royal cross of leadership, of courage. It's activating the lion, the Venus and the Sun and Mercury retrograde are all in Leo. The space of esoteric science, astrology, and heart-centered leadership. The most royal star in the sky is here, Regulus, in the heart of the lion. Venus is there in direct opposition to Saturn in Aquarius, all at the 23rd degree. And Saturn in Aquarius is the strongest planet in the sky right now, out of ever in the entire configuration of planets. Also, Mars and Jupiter in Taurus. Okay, the space of business and of wealth and of resources. Aquarius is the space of community, of where the sacred holy waters of knowledge are being poured onto the planet, onto humanity in particular, onto humankind. And so the royal stars are activated, the royal cross is activated. There are only 4 royal stars in the sky that mark this cross, and it's a cross of leadership. And so I'm going to tell you what this means for you as a visionary, as a leader, as someone with high aspirations and desires. And let's see. So Saturn is the god of karma, of time, father time, of integrity. So whatever we're doing right now, we have to have full integrity in. We're being called into integrity, into discipline, into morals, into holding our truth, being integrity with our truth, doing the hard work, being disciplined. And since this is the strongest planet in the sky right now, since Saturn is in Aquarius, it gives Saturn great strength. And so if we can really stick into these virtues of Saturn that I mentioned, then you'll be rewarded in areas of leadership, of research, of true love. Saturn is opposing Venus. We're being called into deeper integrity, into following certain rules and traditions, and even reforming traditions in communities, and reforming systems and communities so that our relationships, Venus in Leo, can be stable and healthy, and we can set a good example for everyone else. And this is going to affect our finances too. We're being called to make changes in finances. We're being called to make changes in business with Jupiter and Mars in Taurus. And we're being called to take action. And this action will lead to expansion. Take right action, make right decisions, and stick to it. Do the hard work. And many leaders that I work with, almost all leaders that I work with, have important planets and points on this royal cross, because it is the royal cross of leadership and of courage. So with this being activated, we feel a lot of tension right now. We feel that a lot is changing in our lives, but we have the courage and the fire to make right changes. And this all lines up with the full moon, with the spiritual new year. So the spiritual new year is marked by the heliacal rising of the fixed star Sirius in the morning sky. And whenever we see Sirius rising in the morning sky, then it marks the dog days of summer. This is the dog star. It is another royal star. It's not on the Grand Cross, but it is a star. It's the brightest star in the sky. That is a star of spiritual leadership. And when this star is rising, it shows, when we see this star, if we can go outside and see this beautiful rising of this star, the heliacal rising, after it's been out from under the rays of the sun, and shining for us again to mark the beginning of our spiritual new year, then we can receive amazing impulses for the year to come. And it's said that, well, I mean, it's so serendipitous that this is all happening at the same time. Of course, nothing is chance. Everything is aligned perfectly in the cycles, the important cycles. But it's said that the most beautiful moments in the day, in the 24 hours of the day, is the rising and setting of the sun, the rising and setting of Venus, and the rising and setting of Sirius, the three most important moments in a person's life. So the sun represents the divine life, which constantly rises in the human soul. Venus represents the divine love, which seeks a way to penetrate the human heart. And Sirius symbolizes God's wisdom. So whoever thinks that he can acquire the divine life without observing the rising of the sun, he deceives himself. Whoever thinks that he can experience the love of God without observing the rising of Venus, he deceives himself. And finally, whoever thinks he can become a scholar or acquire bright poetic thoughts without watching the rising of Sirius, and he deceives himself. So by observing the sun, Venus, and Sirius, you will reach the beautiful side in them deep inside your soul. So it's recommended that if you want to bring something good into your soul, to get up in the morning and look at the morning star when it rises. Get up 40 or 50 times for this, and you will see what a transformation you will have in your soul. Get up in the morning, not to look at the sun as usual, but to see something special. See the first ray, and then you may not even wait for the sun. You can leave before sunrise. The first ray of the sun is like a small star. Once the sun rises, no star is visible. So all the planets have their purpose. And yeah, Sirius is a very, very advanced star. It's always it works, um, it marks the precession. It plays a part in the precession of the equinoxes whenever we're in a symbiotic relationship with the fixed star Sirius as a solar system, as our sun is. And when we're moving, it's said that when we're moving towards Sirius as a solar system, we're evolving like we are now. And it's about a 13,000 year cycle. And then when we're moving away from Sirius, um, it can be more of a destructive period. So, and it marks this about 26,000 year cycle that marks also the precession of the equinoxes. And yeah, so let me know how you're doing with this energy that is going to affect you all year. This is the picture on the sky for the entire year, spiritual year ahead. So these changes are happening deeply on a soul level and will have a ripple effect out into our lives. So make the most of it. Get up in the morning and go watch Sirius right tomorrow morning, this week. And honor that divine light in your soul, and stick with discipline, integrity, good morals, and truth. Do what's right. Do the hard work. Face the challenges, and you'll be permanently rewarded, and especially in relationships and finances and leadership and in community. So if you would like to reach me for a birthrights activation, there's nothing like it. It's not like a traditional astrology consultation. It goes deeper than this. It is a birthrights activation, which let me see, I'm going to. So whenever you book with me, you get, it's for leaders who want to achieve bold desires right away, or quickly, much more quickly. It's leaders and visionaries. Whenever you align with your soul blueprint, the star map given to you at birth, the authentic GPS system given to you by your divine ancestry, life becomes absolutely magnetic and you actualize your bold desires quickly. And I want to also add that Mercury's retrograde right now. And it is with the sun opposed the moon. So it's really heightened revision and a little bit of confusion right now. We can feel scattered, but it's time to revise things. And so I am a little bit scattered with my words, but that's okay, because this cross is activating all of my points and planets and everything. It's like on me. So I'm feeling this intensity, and I'm really excited for the changes. So many changes are happening in my life right now. So I really wanted to come tell you about it. And the birthrights activation, back to that, if those visions that you have of the highest potentials are not impossible. So I recently had a client who, after suffering stagnation in his business for several months, decided to have his birthrights activation. And he made small, simple shifts based on the guidance from his star map, which resulted in 5 times business financial profit increase within a matter of only 4 months. And he continued working with me through my Succeeding Legacy program over the next few months. And he broke through blocks that had held him captive for years. So now he's achieved permanent status increase and business stability. So many more stories, many testimonials I can share here, but the stress fell away. He and his business were in upward flow state because he came into alignment with heaven's GPS system. And it doesn't matter what's happening in the cosmos and in the world, what's changing, the economy's changing, all these things, right? But when you're aligned with when you're in alignment with the blueprint of the soul, you create your own economy. You don't have to participate in the lower karmic levels so much. So yeah, I invite you to book your Birthrights activation with me. If you are a visionary, a creator, a healer, even anyone in a leadership or nurturing position. So you can see more about it at thestarqueen.com/services. And I hope you're celebrating the beautiful full moon and everything that is to come ahead, these great changes that are upon us right now. All right, bye-bye.